Don't touch that dial, adjust those bunny ears, because what time is it, Jay?
Well, Nick, it's time to discuss what TV Guide called the 49th worst show of all time. It's time for Sitcom My Face.
I wonder what's on the tube.
Welcome back.
Thank you for being a friend.
What you talking about, Willis?
You are a meathead.
No soup for you.
I'm Jay, that's Nick, and yes, it has come the time to discuss the Ropers.
The
The Ropers. The spinoff of the classic show Three's Company, which we have covered. If
Correct.
you're unfamiliar, please go back and listen to our episode on Three's Company. I think we praised it and also realized some of it doesn't hold up as well as we hoped, but
Correct. And the main premise of the show is misunderstanding. Like every episode's a misunderstanding.
yeah. So I guess tying it into Three's Company, loosely what happened, the show was a success. I think they were, 4 seasons in, and they were like, hey, let's spin off the Ropers. The landlords.
Actually, I think it was in the 3rd season is when they, late 3rd season.
And say, I know it was early because Chrissy was still there, and she wasn't there
Yes.
a long time. So, yeah, they decided they're going to spin off these landlord characters, who I always call the prototype for Alan Peg Bundy, because that's just the vibe I get from them.
Oh,
So
definitely.
They pluck them out of Three's Company, which was a fucking hit show at the time, and they throw them off into their own spinoff, put them on Tuesday nights following Three's Company,
Correct.
which gave them apparently the second greatest opening on television at that time.
Yes, it was. Yeah, and even when Three's Company went into reruns, they were still hot.
Yeah, they reran those. The first season of The Ropers was a mid-season pickup.
Yes.
So it was only 6 episodes. And I guess they reran those 6 episodes along with all the Three's Companies, and those episodes even did great.
Mm-hmm.
So they were sure The Ropers was going to be a hit.
No matter what night we put it on.
Yes. And we will get to what happens in season 2. And
Yes.
so the year was 1979.
79.
This show ran from 79 to 80.
Mhm.
Just 2 months over 1 year.
Yeah, but how many episodes?
28 episodes.
Yeah, very different. Viewing habits from today to back then. It's like, okay, yeah, for a very shortened season, like as you said, mid-season replacement, and 1 full season, you still got a bunch of episodes.
Now, this feels very influenced by probably one of the greatest TV show spin-offs of all time. I would say that they took a little bit of the Jeffersons, I think.
I could see the influence. I could see influence of the Jeffersons, but as Three's Company was a made from a British show, Man About the House.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the landlord on that show, or the couple, got spun off into their own show, George and Mildred.
Was that a success?
You know what? I'm not sure how George and Mildred did versus Man About the
Doesn't say
House.
how long it ran for?
Actually, you know what? 5 series.
Okay.
So, yeah, which for us is 5 seasons.
Well, for them, it's probably only like 50 episodes. They probably did 10 episodes a year or something.
or not even, like usually each series was like, oh, okay, like about 7 episodes, 8 episodes. Yeah, so I guess it had some success over in Britain, so why not do the same here in the US? If you look back at some of our catalog, you'll hear us actually talk about the British shows, some of these hit shows from the 70s were takeoffs of. Like even like Sanford and Son, All in the Family, all these major shows were, actually originally British.
Yeah. Yeah, and apparently Norman Fell was very leery of leaving Three's Company. He goes, "We're already on a hit show, man. I don't know if we should really jump ship. We should probably stay here." And the network, of course, talked him and his TV wife, Audra Lindley.
Lindley, yeah.
I just think the time frame is very convenient because do you know about the loophole they put into the contract, right?
Oh, we're talking about like
Norman Fell's contract to go do the Ropers.
Yes, that like he wanted the fallback.
Yes.
That you know what? We could just if something happens, we can just fall right back to Three's Company.
They gave him a year. They said if the show doesn't last a year, we'll bring you right back to Three's Company and we'll call it a day. Well, what'd they do? They let the show go 1 year and 2 months.
1 year, 2 months. That's more than a year.
Canceled. Whoops. Sorry, you made it past a year.
More than a year. And, what did it say in the contract? And they had a successful replacement in Don Knotts for Ralph Furley. So, like, he had already settled in on the show. So, why bring 2 actors back when, hey, we could just pay 1?
Yes. And apparently that Norman Fell, that broke his heart. He thought they legitimately screwed them out of coming back. They waited for the cancellation because they knew that they didn't need them back on Three's Company. The show was doing just fine without him.
Right.
Don Knotts, like you said, comedy gold. He'd already been in the industry for God knows how long.
Yep. Barney Fife. Go back to our Andy Griffith episode.
And 1 paycheck is cheaper than 2. So
exactly.
Unfortunately, they got screwed out of that. Now, I guess Audra Lindley did not have that in her contract. Only Norman Fell did.
Only Norman did.
Which is strange that he wouldn't be like, "Hey, hon, let's get in on this with me just in case." But yeah, get to the premise. What was the premise?
Well, here we have the Ropers. They were successful landlords on Three's Company. You had the curmudgeonly, like Mr. Roper, Stanley, and you had Mrs. Roper, Helen, played by Audra Lindley. The how do you want to say? They were both middle-aged. Yeah, he was more the curmudgeon, and she was more the free spirit, little more.
No, she said she was a child bride, so she can't be that old.
Well, yeah, that's true. And I love in some of the like the one episode they're talking about VJ Day, like victory over Japan in 1945. I'm like, what? And they're talking as if like, oh, okay, they were both adults at that point. It's like, huh? Well, how the hell old are you really supposed to be?
He was a vet. I don't remember which war. I would assume World War II, but
oh yeah, no, that was World War II. So again, you're talking literally 1945. Yes.
And at this point, we're already into 79 by the time this spinoff comes around.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I think she's the, not to say oversexed, but she's wanting it and he's not giving it. As you
like
said,
Alan Pegg, see?
The prototype for Alan Pegg.
The muumuu, or what the fuck are these? What are these gowns called that she wears? Kafgan or some shit. What's it called?
I don't know. Like you got me. I thought it was a muumuu, but again, it's not because like she was heavy. She was like svelte, but it's just that like poncho looking thing.
Her style is also what gives me Peg Bundy. Always the hair and the colors and the big fucking beads and even a little bit of the walk.
I could see that too. Yeah, like not exactly. Like Katie Seagal, like her that little fucking walk that she did with the heels, like.
With Mrs. Roper, I always kind of got the feeling she was walking like that so like her rings wouldn't fall off or something because she had so many fucking rings on.
Yeah, well,
so she like walk with her like
rings and beads and like everything. But
which is funny because there was an episode of the Ropers here where she says that she has no jewelry in her jewelry box, and I'm like, yeah, bitch, you're wearing it all.
Yeah, you don't have any of the box. Like you took it all out.
It's on your face.
It's on display,
your hand.
like 365. But going back to again premise, we had landlords for these the buildings that Janet, Jack, and Chrissy of Three's Company lived in, and also don't forget Larry because he also shows up on the show. And apparently they had a deal where it's like, oh, you know what? We can sell our building for a good amount of money, and then we can live in a little more upscale development in what is the part of California? It was with the C, Cheviot Hills, Cheviot Hills, or Cheviot.
Yeah, I kind of was hoping there would be a little more of an exciting upgrade to the Ropers.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of just threw them into a different apartment and gave them new neighbors, and it was like, all right, we're good.
And that's it. That's all you did. you just put them in a different neighborhood, different neighbors.
Though,
what's that?
Now, the new neighbors, though, there is at least one of note.
Correct. And you must be talking about what's her name? Patricia McCormick. No.
Yeah, well, hey, she is a classic horror villain of, you know what I'm talking about? One of her early roles?
Let's see. Wait, which one?
She was the evil murderous child in The Bad Seed.
Oh, right. Oh, shit. That's
and
right.
Apparently even came back for the reboot and the reboot sequel with McKenna Grace in it.
Wow. Yeah. And she did have, like, in her filmography, some other things like Invitation to Hell and and for whatever reason, the sequel to Saturday the 14th, like, it needed a sequel.
I think she had didn't she get an Academy Award nomination for The Bad Seed, though, and when she was like 12 or some shit?
I think she may have, actually.
That was like 56 or something.
Yeah, because I think the book came out earlier in the 50s, like 54 or something.
And they remade it again in the 80s, and then they remade it in like 2018, and I guess she came back as like a cameo, and then they did a sequel to that, and she's in that as well. So that's cool that they kind of brought her in.
She was nominated. How about nominated? Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. But I know who you're probably going with. Evan Cohen, the kid that plays Dave. Oh, no.
Yeah. That's him. Oh, that's the one.
That's the one. No, but Jeffrey Tambor playing Jeffrey Brooks,
Tambor. Yeah, you have the Ropers moved in next to the Groper. I mean, I don't know whether his accusations ever went anywhere, but I remember he was fired from that show, Transparent.
Well, he left the show.
The other trans actress accused him of groping.
Yes, the trans actress and and his assistant.
Oh yeah, and so and he did do after that the reboot, right, of Arrested Development.
Yeah, well, not reboot, but the
continuation or whatever. Yeah.
But apparently, like in his, like, with all these allegations or the couple of allegations, whatever, like against him on Transparent, he, like some interesting things like came up, like, oh, he was a Scientologist, but he's not a Scientologist anymore, and like he's had blowups on set, like he actually had one with Jessica Walter on Arrested Development. I'm like, oh, okay.
That's the one who played his wife?
Yeah.
I mean, Unfortunately, he is sitcom royalty based on that show alone, I would say. He did appear on Three's Company several times, different characters here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I think three
he
times?
actually was 3 times. You know, like he was on Three's Company as 3 different characters. And, you know, as you said, you know, like, okay, Arrested Development,
Larry Sanders Show.
Which he actually won, I believe, 2 awards. Yeah, 2 Emmys for. And he was nominated a lot, such as for Arrested Development, which they actually threw in as a joke, comparing him to Brad Garrett, who like beat him out for supporting actor.
I said, don't forget about the Larry Sanders Show, though. He was brilliant on there.
Oh, Hank, yes. Yeah, and that's another one where he got beat out all the time.
So he did go on to star in a lot of great TV, and of course, this was his first big starring role on a show.
Correct. He was the main antagonist, basically, for Mr. Roper. Well, the wives got along, but yeah, like Jeffrey and Stanley did not.
That's what I don't quite understand about the show is like he acts like they are the worst fucking thing, and they really don't. It's not like they're fucking Steve Urkel tearing down walls and shit. It's like
right.
They kind of just keep to themselves, and like every once in a while they run to each other at the door, but it's not like it's not like Mr. Roper's out there turning into fucking Stefan and trying to fuck his daughter or wife or something. You know, like what the fuck is? Why is he so angry at the Ropers all the time? Yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, like they're lowering the value, but it's like if anything, it's like Mr. Roper is more of like he's a homebody. He just like he's a curmudgeonly homebody. Mrs. Roper is the one that likes to socialize.
Even when he had poker night, he wasn't hosting. He was going to someone else's house.
Right.
It's like, I mean, the worst thing, I guess, would be the car. He doesn't like his fucking old jalopy.
Oh, yeah. That thing, had seen better days.
That is the weird thing. I don't. Maybe something happened in that pilot episode we couldn't watch because the pilot's not on Tubi.
Well, okay. Let's get into a little of that too, as I kill him off.
There were 2 episodes missing from Tubi, and it was the first episode of both seasons.
Yes. And here's the reason. It was a syndication and streaming rights piece where you could find the episodes on Three's Company.
So the pilot to the Ropers is a Three's Company episode.
It's packaged with Three's Company. And same thing for what was it?
Second season, first episode.
First episode, the party.
Which makes sense because that's the episode where all the Three's Company kids come over.
Exactly.
Which is like, why isn't that on the fucking?
I watched that episode, and actually, it was probably the best episode.
Well, they needed something.
Exactly.
Well, the one with Larry was still on the Ropers. They didn't care enough about Larry to take him to the package.
It was just Larry.
and
that was more. Well, I'm trying to remember because Larry wanted to sell, what was it, a mobile home to Mr. Roper.
Oh, he's barely in it too. Yeah. He's barely in the episode.
He's barely in the episode, and he's ogling. Like,
did you notice that one too? Like, you know how on a show like this we always talk about like when a guest star comes in and the audience goes nuts. They didn't give a fuck about Larry. They didn't know who the fuck he was when he walked in that door.
Oh yeah, I think I know that guy, right? Yeah.
Like,
okay.
I think Norman Fell probably added to that line even to try to sell the audience because he says like, "Oh hey Larry," and there's no applause.
No.
And then he looks at
no applause, no whooping, no. Like acknowledgement sounds.
And he looks at Helen, his wife, and he goes, "Oh Helen, you remember Larry?" And there's no applause, and he goes, "From our old apartment building." And then he walks in, it's silent, dude. And you're like, I feel like Norman Fell was trying to be like, "Hey, audience, you know who that is, right?"
It's like,
and
you're trying to prop him up. It's like, hey, character, look, familiarity. Come on.
They did not give a fuck, dude. The audience was dead silent. And then he has like one more scene, which is funny if you know Three's Company. All the TNA, they got to have their tits and ass everywhere. Chrissy's always got to come in her little bikini and bop around. So obviously they were like, all we got is old motherfuckers on this show. So they have this little hot tub set that they just randomly go to in the middle of a conversation sometimes, sit in the hot tub so that some hot girl could come sit in the tub next to him and be the tits and ass for the episode. So that's what they do with Larry, is they just basically, like, they walk out and they're chatting by the hot tub, and he just gets in the hot tub, hits on some girl, and that's it. You never see him again.
Yeah. Larry walks in with his full suit.
Yeah.
and of course, like, as all like things like this, like in shows back then, the girl's like, oh yeah, like kind of like, oh cool. It's like, no, if some
some creep gets in
a suit just like walked into a hot tub next to me, I don't know, I'd probably not be giving him like the hey, I'd be more like, get away from me.
Yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, the first time they go to the hot tub, I go, oh, this is how they're getting their tits and ass in here, because that's all they got. What are they gonna have, fucking Mrs. Roper running around in a bikini? No. The neighbor lady is too, like, she's too normal to be out there fucking. She's already married to a rich man. She's got a young son. She ain't gonna be out there a fucking, bikini.
But yeah, poor Larry.
Honestly, yeah, that's this little family next door. Like, I don't know if it was enough to warrant this. That's the problem for me.
No,
we needed, if you took fucking the Ropers and they moved on to like a fucking Love Boat style cruise liner, and you had like an ensemble cast on a cruise boat,
that would have been interesting.
Something you need.
That would have been funny.
That would have been fucking fun, right? But this, I kept going like, why? Like, I understand you want to just give them their own show, but I'm not feeling the reason why it's warranted.
No, the reason why, and it's like, okay, what interesting things can we do with this setup?
And as good as Jeffrey Tambor is as an actor, his character's not interesting, and I literally don't understand what the hate is from. I don't get the hate.
The only episode I'd say it's like, okay, I get the hate a little bit is the one where Mr. Roper gives little David a swig of beer because they're having a man-to-man talk.
Right.
It's like, okay.
But he's already hated him for 7 months at that point, so it's like...
it's from the get-go.
So, yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like, you just feel like a writer's room. They're like, oh, so he has this neighbor, and he's kind of like, probably like a Gladys Kravitz type, and who hates him. Well, why? Well, it doesn't matter why. They just hate him.
It just hates him, yeah. But like I said...
Okay.
But Anne and Helen, they get along.
Yeah, and the kid, I'll tell you what, the weird fucking thing with the kid, how is every joke involving that kid about him learning about sex?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you notice that too.
98% of the scenes that kid is in is him talking about learning about sex to either Mr. Roper or his father.
Right. And Jeffrey Tambor having to like stutter and try to explain something. It's like, well, Daddy, that's like, like we're learning about sex with tadpoles right now. It's like, huh? Okay.
And the first time you go, okay, that was moderately funny. And then they just keep doing it over and over and over.
They kill it to death.
I was so confused. I'm like, it didn't work the last scene. Why the fuck are we doing it again? But do you think at the time the writers were just like, it's funny, this little kid's talking about sex?
Right. And it's strange because he was, what was it? He was portrayed to be 7, but he had almost a more studied type, like he seemed smart for his age.
Yeah.
But like
you can't spell it on him.
His father, number one, always gets his age wrong.
Yeah, he says he's 5 all the time.
Yeah. And his father also can't speak to him about anything. It's like, it's like, okay.
Well, it also didn't make any sense because every time the kid brings up sex, oh, we're learning about sex in school. His father goes, I didn't know they were teaching kids about sex in school. And it's like, well, yeah, you did, because he said it 16 other fucking times and you made the same comment.
Yeah, you don't remember last episode?
So you're either not listening to the fucking kid or you don't fucking remember what you wrote last week.
Oh, what you got there, Jay? What you do to pour of? P.
This is, I love old
Penelope.
fashions. I drink a lot of old fashions.
Oh, okay.
I've tried a lot of, I usually make my own from scratch because that's what I do. But I found a pre-made pour that's just fucking awesome. And it's from Penelope.
Nice.
And it's a black walnut old fashioned.
Sweet.
You literally just pour it over a rock and drink it. And it's literally one of the best old fashions I've had. So.
Damn. Okay. I'm going to have to
Saves
keep that
me
one
the
in
work.
mind.
It's only like, here it's only like $25 a bottle.
Oh, sweet. Yeah,
If
yeah.
you like-
I'm not sure how much it would be over here. Like, we have like the freaking liquor warehouse over here, Total Wine. So, but you can find everything and anything.
But yeah, no, I usually make my own, but for a situation like this where I can't just go to the kitchen and make them. Perfect.
Gotcha.
This would be something you bring to a party, put in the fucking cooler. Hit.
Sweet. But back to the interesting child. No,
I don't know who wrote this show.
okay. Well, let's see. Who can we blame? Let's see. Developed by Don Nickel, who was also let's see. He wrote for All in the Family, The Jeffersons, and produced The Dumplings, Three's Company, and The Ropers.
Producer.
Okay.
He's a producer writer. Okay.
Yep. Let's see. We had Michael Ross. Also, he was known for being a partner with Don Nickel, as they were writer-producers for All in the Family, The Jeffersons, The Dumplings, and Three's Company.
Weird.
Oh, and also producing the spin-off shows The Ropers and Three's a Crowd.
Which we're covering next. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so yeah, we're not doing. It's like hearing a lot of great other shows. But
well, that's the thing about this show is like I even on our Three's Company, I love the Ropers. I said it a million times. I prefer the Ropers over Mr. Furley in that show.
right, no, I remember you saying that. I loved how in that show also Mr. Roper was okay, we're in on the joke with him. Like he always turns to the camera, like that. Like that.
The little fairy wrist he would do with the gay jokes. And the problem literally is this show doesn't give them anything interesting to do.
Right.
Whereas on Three's Company, Mr. Roper would come in, he'd have a great little quip, he'd walk out and leave you wanting more.
Right.
I've always in my head was like, oh, if I ever watch the Ropers, I'll love it because I love Mr. Roper. The problem is you're not left wanting more on the Ropers. You're left with excess Ropers, and none of the jokes land, and none of the writing is interesting, and none of the side new characters are interesting.
That's the problem. The Ropers were great when they interacted with interesting characters. Like you said, Mr. Roper would come in, make a quip. He'd be listening in on something. Here's your misunderstanding for the episode. Something like that. Mrs. Roper was the one. She was the more wise one. She knew what was going on while Mr. Roper was clueless to certain, things goings on.
Well, I think here, the other problem too, I think is so there was always a motivation for Mr. Roper when he was on Three's Company. Like he would come in, he's demanding the rent. He'd come in, he's fixing the plumbing. He's fixing the oven. He's overhearing something that makes him like, oh, fuck, misunderstanding. And then he runs down to fucking Mrs. Roper and he tells her what he heard. And, oh, that can't be it, Stanley. And there was always his character was always motivated. He was doing something. He was demanding something. He was fixing something. He was, there was always a kinetic energy with the Ropers on that show. This feels like you just put the pilot out, dude. and they're just they're sitting there.
You just put them there in a
Yeah.
room and go. It's like, all right, okay, this is not an improv show. What are they supposed to do? You're like, hello, writers?
We know, right, that Three's Company, I'm sure it's a lot of those laughs from the audience were probably doctored and up. They probably added some laugh track, I would imagine. I don't know,
I wouldn't
but
be
I would
surprised.
imagine. This show, they'll make a joke and the audience is dead silent. And you're like, was that a choice that they're not doctoring laughs? Or was even the person editing like, fuck it?
Yeah, you get like a couple of like a little you're not getting the roarest laughter that you would get back on Three's Company.
It seems like the audience didn't give a fuck, and it seems like whoever was editing it was like, I'm not adding laughs to this. I don't know.
They don't give a fuck. The writers didn't give a fuck. Yeah, this is the we don't give a fuck show.
Norman Fell gave a fuck. That poor bastard.
Yes.
They said the second season, when they moved the show to Saturday nights, it instantly bombed. Like, they were like,
Yep.
we know already that cancellation is on the table. Season 2 starts. You put us on Saturday night. Nobody's watching. They said this poor man flew all the way to New York to plead his case to ABC to put them back on Tuesday nights. And they said, fuck no.
Yeah. That's...
He goes, you're killing the show. And they're like,
Well, if it were a stronger show, you would be. It's like, no.
They were like,
but
don't worry, you'll last more than a year, so we can fuck you over, though.
Exactly. But yeah, did you have? Well, let's get into this. Did you have any favorite episodes or moments?
There was an interesting arc in the middle there. I think it must have been middle of season 2. Where I don't know that we ever got this from the Ropers in the past, how they kind of wanted a family. They wanted kids.
Yes.
So they kind of, it's almost like a 4-episode like arc kind of that happens. I don't know if that was planned or not, or if it just worked out that way. But for the first one I noticed was the man shows up and he thinks that he's Mr. Roper's son.
And this is where the VJ Day comes in.
So they do this episode where he thinks he has a son and he's really excited about it. And then even Mrs. Roper's kind of excited, like, oh, we never thought we'd have a family. And it's kind of a sweet thing that you never really got from them, I don't think.
No, it was actually a nice, like, sentimental, like heartwarming episode.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, okay, so there's promise for more, because that was like a little, like you said, mid, but a little earlier on in season 2. It's like, okay, is this what we have to look forward to? And apparently not.
And then they immediately at the end of the episode, he comes back and he's like, well, I just found out you're not my father. But, maybe if I'm in town again, I'll stop by. And so you're like, oh, maybe he'll be a recurring or something. You're like, maybe he'll come back and he'll be like a adopted son kind of thing.
Right.
I don't think he ever came back, if I recall.
Not in any of the ones I saw. So
the episode right after that, I guess they have the idea now that, hey, we kind of want a family. Mm-hmm. So Mrs. Roper's like, maybe we should adopt. So they have an adoption person come to the apartment or house, whatever the fuck it is, condo. I don't know what the hell it is. And
yeah, I guess townhouse.
Yeah. So, and of course they're old. They're not spring chickens. So this woman's like, you have no chance. We're not, we give the kids to the younger parents. We want them to be with the parents for their whole lives, blah, blah, blah. So they're like, oh, okay. So now they can't adopt. So they do an episode on that. So the next episode, he gets her a dog.
Yep.
So, and I'm like, this is all kind of like, this kind of makes sense as like the steps you would go through on this like process of like, we might never have a family. So
exactly. Filling the void of family. That's kind of, that arc.
So they have an episode where they get a dog and then he loses a dog and whatever. I don't even remember if you ever see the dog again. I think I don't remember what happens at the end of the episode, but I think the dog just disappears. And then the following episode after that, so this is the 4th one in a row that's kind of dealing with this same idea of her needing something to nurture. Mm-hmm. This was weird. They have a storage room upstairs and he finds a woman sleeping in the storage room.
Like, huh?
Apparently it's the paper boy or the paper girl in this situation. She's been climbing in the window at night and sleeping in their spare room. Was her character named Jenny? Is that what it was?
Yeah. Yeah. Because we were talking before the before the show here.
Yeah. So she's the one who's staying there, and then she ends up having like a 9-episode thing throughout the end of this, where she's basically adopted as kind of like a surrogate daughter, I guess. Where
I see that. You know what it almost reminds me a little bit of on All in the Family.
Yes.
I forget, what was that, season 7? I think.
And every other show, they just added a random character to be.
It's just like, oh, okay. Well, this is the character now that's now part of the group. And it's like, all right.
Yeah. So, well, the first episode she's introduced in, they even have they're sitting, Mrs. Roper and her sitting at the table having tea. And she's talking about how her parents, like, I moved out 3 years ago and I've been happy on my own. They seem happy that I'm on my own. And even Mrs. Roper is like, well, I could be your mother, kind of. And they kind of look at each other. And it's like that 1 second. We've known this girl for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, you're going to live with us and I'm your mom now. It's like, fucking, whoa.
It's like, okay, that's pretty rash decision, but sure, why not?
And at least it does give you an interesting thing with Mr. Roper, because he's still like, this bitch broke into our house and was sleeping there. Like,
yeah.
So he's like, where is she now? He's always like making sure he knows where she is to keep tabs on her. Oh, she's doing the dishes. And he's like, oh, you better count them when she's done. Like, you check her bag for our silver, that kind of shit, But it was strange that they're like, hey, we just found a new character living upstairs. It's the opposite of all the sitcoms where the youngest child goes upstairs and disappears.
Yeah.
We have a person just appear upstairs and come down, and now they're part of the show.
Maybe it's they were one of the people that went upstairs in another show, and then they just come down in this one.
Well, also she says every night for the last 2 weeks I've been climbing in that window. The window was covered with so much shit, dude. You couldn't get in that window. Right. At least the set decorator could have moved the shit out of the way so it looked like somebody climbed in the fucking window.
Yeah, because the thing is, we had seen that room and window, but Mr. Roper had to climb in there. What episode was that one? Like,
she was sleeping behind a curtain, Nick. We couldn't see her.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Curtains have known to obscure, whole bodies and, for multiple days.
But yeah, that was one of the moments where you go, fuck, we're doing this? Like, do you think they were just like, the ratings are tanking, we need some young blood?
Yep.
We need a young, moderately attractive female on the show, get a younger crowd. I mean, she was all right. She just like,
no,
again.
Yeah, nothing against her. Actually, no. Yeah. She was fine, but it's just like, you could almost sense, though, that sort of desperation. It's like, what can we do for this show? Let's just add another character. Well, what's there? Or I don't know. She came in the window and she just sleeps there every night. Got it. Okay.
And you and I have watched enough sitcoms to know as soon as that happens, we were like, yep, here it goes. We're doing it. We're doing that. We're doing that thing.
Yep.
It's like when they fucking added like 7 to Married with Children and the other young girl to All in the Family. And it's just the shit they do when they need to up the ratings. But it was already too late at this point.
Yep. But yeah, it's like, but the first episode of the arc, as you were saying, with the guy that thought
the
Mr. Roper was his dad.
Bob or Bill?
Bill. Yeah. Bill. It's like that episode, I think, was one of the better ones in this series. And I think also the episode that you didn't know was hiding over back at Three's Company, The Party. Those 2 episodes. And the reason The Party is so good is it uses the Three's Company formula. And what I mean by that is multiple misunderstandings.
I saw a breakdown of it where he thinks that Mr. Roper, the neighbor guy, thinks Mr. Roper's cheating with Chrissy and Janet and da-da-da.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, the Ropers are swingers.
Well, okay. Here's the one thing I wanted to mention, too, about Tubi. I don't know what the fuck. So not only are those 2 episodes missing, because apparently of that deal you're talking about.
Yep.
They're
on Pluto, by the way.
Oh, is it? Okay. They're numbered wrong on Tubi. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, when we did our Three's Company, recap last time, we had a lot of problems with that. And things out of sync also as far as the words and the video.
And this was a new one. I messaged you earlier because I wasn't sure if you saw it. Season 2, I believe, episode 19. I start watching it, and it puts up the color bars, and it does like the boop, and it goes, Season 2, episode 19 promo, boop, 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 and it goes into like a cut. Like it's like the fucking actual tape from like a TV station promo.
Oh my God.
But then it loops it like 3 times.
Jeez.
It was the episode with the poker game when Mr. Roper's watching the little boy and he brings him to the poker game. And it's like, I don't want my son around a poker. And then it cuts to like Mr. Roper playing poker. But it must have been like literally like a TV Land promo type thing with like tonight on the Ropers. Oh my God.
Yeah. I remember like when we were watching for our last episode, The New Odd Couple, and in amongst that, where we could watch it on YouTube, people had, like some stuff from like Nick at Night promos or whatever.
Well, that's one thing, because that was like recorded from TV.
Yeah.
This is like
that
the
was straight
actual,
from.
This is like the actual promo package that was probably sold into syndication with the show. That someone fucking somehow HD onto fucking Tubi.
Yeah.
Like maybe it was just on the same tape or something. They was like, fuck it, put it in there. But not only that, so that thing loops like 3 or 4 times. And I'm going, what the fuck is going on? And then there's like a long black screen before the episode starts. And then every time it was a commercial, the black screen was so fucking long, dude. Like 3 minutes long. Oh, what the fuck? I had to like fast forward through a black screen to get to the rest of the episode.
So what you're trying to say is that was your favorite episode.
I want to talk, Nick, about the theme song.
Done by the same composer that did the theme song for Three's Company and music for Sesame Street.
Sesame Street.
Like, such as C is for Cookie.
I'm going to tell you right now, Nick.
And Being Green.
This is the worst TV theme song I've ever heard in my life.
You know what? It gave me the vibes of 3 things.
What's happening?
What's happening? Bingo. I was like,
which I also hated.
No, I remember, and I'm like, well, that was Henry Mancini, like one of the greatest like composers, and I'm like,
Pink Panther.
Yeah. So yeah, baby elephant walk. But anyway, it's like, but this is just like if Sesame Street did Henry Mancini. Like it's like, huh? And I couldn't stand the intro with the music and Mr. Roper dancing like leading a parade with his plunger.
Dude, it was lazy. That was the most lazy fucking intro sequence I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a bunch of people standing there holding shit, staring at the camera. Even the little kid, they're just like, okay, little Billy or whatever fucking, look at the camera.
Yeah, and that's all he does. And the wife, Anne, like, yeah, she's like, yeah, just like smiling
up.
Yeah, and Jeffrey Tambor, you know, Jeffrey, yeah, he's just doing with his fingers, just like,
it's
okay.
Fucking terrible. And then not only that, you put the fucking name of the Ropers written in fucking cum with a big cum splotch at the fucking end of it. What the hell was that bullshit? They literally was like on the fucking screen at the, like, you're gonna punctuate the title
just
card.
Leave it in there. Just leave it in there.
You're gonna punctuate the title card with a splooge stain, dude? That was fucking weird. With how bad the show turned out, you might as well make it a pile of shit. Just throw a fucking lump of shit at the end of the Ropers. Just fucking throw it right at the screen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just, yeah. And the crazy thing is, like, yeah, this is one of those that I'm sure you've had shows from your childhood that you go back and you watch it, like, oh, I used to love this show, and then you watch it and it's like, why did I love this show? Like, yeah, what was the attraction? And this is one of those, like, oh, I remember, like, You know, like when like the Ropers spun off, and like I remember liking that show because I was a big Three's Company's fan, and now watching it, yeah, I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
Well, even so, the Three's Company theme is, love it or hate it, it's one of the most memorable TV theme songs in television history. To give the Ropers this?
Yeah, like
man, they pink. It's like
it literally. I think the best way to put it is Sesame Street. What's happening?
It's fucking terrible. And I remember saying it on the What's Happening episode. It sounded like bad circus music. Same thing.
Yeah, no, I remember you saying that.
Thing. Yeah.
And the thing is, I actually liked the What's Happening theme. This one, no. Okay, so.
No, did you notice actually, before we move on from the theme song, did you notice the top billing changing?
Yes, between Norman Fell and Audrey Lindley. Yeah.
They rotate it, and apparently they were doing that on Three's Company too, because they didn't want either one of them to feel superior to the other.
Yep.
Which is crazy. I didn't even notice that at first. I was like, wait, the top billing is changing. And I mean, that's an interesting way to keep egos in check, I guess.
Yeah. No. That is a good way, I guess. Yeah, like, but
because they were like, you're the Ropers. It's not Mr. Roper's show. It's not Mrs. Roper's show. You two are equally important. Which is cool. And I don't see that a lot. I don't know a lot of other shows that do that.
No, it usually is like there is a set sequence too, because they usually try to highlight the person that's getting the top billing or something,
Well, and it's usually like contractually agreed upon, so-and-so is the bigger star. They're going to get top billing.
Right.
This situation, they obviously made some kind of agreement. Hey, let's flip-flop. A lot of times too, to sidestep that, they'll just go, hey, we're going alphabetical order. Fuck it.
Right. Yeah. I've seen that as well.
I do want to talk about this being kind of a sad ending for the Ropers to me. I feel like they're such great characters. They didn't get to ride out their original run. They get this show. No. It tanks. They did do one final return to Three's Company. Yes. They did one final episode where they come back and you get to see them with Furley.
Yeah, I think it was called Night of the Ropers or something like that. The episode.
So you do get a little bit. I don't know if at the time they knew it was going to be the final time they got to play those characters.
Mm-hmm.
But did you read about 1986, the attempted reboot?
Yes.
Called Three Apartments.
Mm-hmm. And what characters would also be part of this Three Apartments?
Yeah, our favorites from Too Close for Comfort.
Yeah.
Is that who you're referring to?
Yeah. Monroe.
So apparently the same showrunner who had done Too Close for Comfort wanted to do a reboot, and he was like, hey, we have 3 apartments. We can bring in the fucking Ropers as the landlords, and they have a 3-apartment building, and we can have different characters in the other apartments. And yeah, I guess Monroe was discussed as being one of the tenants.
Yeah.
Because this was right after...
He was one of them.
This was right after Ted Knight died, and they canceled the Ted Knight show, what it was called at the time.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons that this fell apart.
Yes. Well, I think this was started because of that show, him dying, right? I believe they said that show had ended because Ted Knight died.
It was supposed to replace the Ted Knight show.
Right.
Right, yeah. But, there was a glut of offerings at that time, so it's just like, where are we going to put this?
Did they mention any other characters? Because it would have been interesting to see who the other, maybe there was other random characters from other sitcoms brought in too.
Well, they were talking about actually having some of the people from Three's Company, like your Jack, Janet, Larry, and even Mr. Furley they were talking about. And then from Three's a Crowd, Robert Mandan.
That was the father-in-law?
Yep.
I don't know.
So it's like, these were some of the names that were thrown around for that show.
I did see, apparently it fell apart. The guy who was kind of trying to create it said it came down to a lot of failed reboots at the time.
Yeah.
And he said there just wasn't enough TV time.
Exactly. There weren't enough time slots. And
Right.
there was just like, there was a lot going on in, sitcom world at that point.
Can you imagine doing the Ropers dirty like that and then bringing them on with a fucking Monroe? like, damn it, you did enough.
It's like, okay, let's give him an interesting character to go again, to go opposite of. You picked Monroe.
Well, you couldn't have Mr. Roper going, I think he's a little ting 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 ting, because he actually was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, what do you got? AIDS? Oh wait, he does. Oh shit, we can't do that.
So yeah. That was that would have been interesting to say a word.
Especially in 1986.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, when you said about like the 49th bad what was it?
TV Guide called it the 49th worst show of all time.
Series, and Time Magazine it was the top 10, one of the top 10 worst TV spin-offs of all time.
Weird. What? And did you see that like Mrs. Roper has like a big gay following now?
Yeah, I sure.
They do what's it called? Mrs. Roper's Romp. I guess it's like an annual thing where a bunch of like gay guys and shit, they dress as Mrs. Roper and
Yeah, and apparently I think I did see a couple at Comic-Con.
really? Just
Yeah,
couple
because
Mrs.
you have a
Ropers
lot of
wandering around?
cosplay, so why not?
That's crazy. They've been dead for a while, right? Norman Fell died in what, 98, I think it said?
I think you're right.
When did Laura Lindley die? She died in 1997. So 97 and 98 they died. Yeah, it's such an interesting show because you're like, I love these characters, but why didn't you fucking do anything with them? It's so crazy. The whole time I'm watching it, I was going, what'd you do? Why'd you do that? What'd you do to them?
Well, you know what? It just reminds me of, it's like when you have a movie that's stacked, that you have, all these name actors and actresses. Like, it's like, this is going to be great. And it sucks because, okay, what are they doing? Like, you just give a horrible premise, but you just cast a lot of big name people. Like, once you got past it's like, okay, they're not landlord anymore. What are they? Okay, they're retired. There are a couple of retirees living in a little more upscale community next to some boring characters.
Yeah.
That's basically, and let's make a show out of that.
Pitch your better version of the Ropers.
Better version of the Ropers.
Mine, like I said, would be that Love Boat style. I think you put them on a fucking cruise ship. You fucking have them be like, there are old retired people who are like permanent residents on fucking cruise ships. I think that would have been great. You could have a rotating guest cast.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you're going into that type of thing, look at a show like The Golden Girls. It's you can take older characters in that and make a fun show out of, like, you don't have to have all the, young hip characters. You don't need that.
They didn't have that template yet though, because the Golden Girls didn't start till what, mid 80s?
Yeah, early mid 80s, I believe. So, yeah, like you could have done something to that respect. Yeah, have more characters around that. What if instead of they go to this townhouse thing, what if they actually became part of a retirement community? And Mr. Roper is his curmudgeonly self, but maybe there's certain characters there, like some of the caretakers, some of that like he's always getting into, sorts with. And then, Mrs. Roper is, trying to be, like the big social bug, the big social butterfly and, be friends with everybody. But maybe there's, like people that like, I don't like her because she's trying too hard, or like something like that.
I think the key point is get them out of the house.
Yeah.
We want them interacting with the world.
Exactly. Yeah, they have to be interacting with other people, not like you said. Oh, they step out onto their front stoop or whatever to talk to the kid who is talking to his dad about sex. It's like.
We needed something more. And I think that's honestly even someone like Archie Bunker's Place, for instance. They knew that. They were like, hey, get him out of the house. He owns a bar now. He's hanging out the bar.
Yep.
We killed his fucking wife. He's hanging at the bar. We have all these other characters you can do something with. Mm-hmm. At least it's something, a fresh setting. Like, it's not just another fucking home,
Yeah. And now the two of them live in a townhouse next to other characters that we don't really care about.
Look at a different world. They take Denise, throw her into college. You have a whole new fucking campus to play with.
Yeah, and with a different world, after a while, like she wasn't the the main. It's like all those other characters, those were the great characters.
Look at Mrs. Garrett on fucking Different Strokes.
Yeah.
They fucking made her a house mother and had all these other you got to do something.
That is such a great example. It's like, okay, so she's the maid housekeeper, whatever, for this rich guy that adopted two kids, that their parents used to work for him. It's like, okay, what are they going to do with Mrs. Garrett? Oh, she's going to be going to oh, this is actually pretty good. Okay, we trimmed down the cast a little bit, tweaked it. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, it's just I don't agree with TV Guy. I wouldn't say it's the 49th worst show ever made. I wouldn't say that.
No. There's so many worse shows.
We've discussed worse shows.
Yeah, but where on our list would you put this?
You go first. I have to look at my list here.
I would actually put this. It goes right ahead of the head of the class. That's about it, which is almost at the end of my list. So we're talking about the Ropers are number 60. After Partners and above head of the class.
I'm looking at two shows we brought up tonight, Too Close for Comfort and What's Happening. And am I going, do I like this better than either of those?
And that's the thing. It's actually a couple under Too Close for Comfort.
And then I have the new Odd Couple from last week. Oh, God. Was that better than this?
Yeah. That's the crazy part. And it was just a rehash. But what's it, Ron Glass and Damon Wilson actually, it worked for what it was. For just taking the old scripts and kind of redoing them, and instead of making him a what was it, an opera guy, he's a theater guy.
This is not something I expected. I put the Ropers at number 63. It's one from the bottom for me.
One from the bottom. You see, I still have it above Clarissa Explains It All and 8 Simple Rules.
The only show I have below it right now is My Favorite Martian.
Okay.
Because that show just didn't know what to do with a Martian, my friend.
So, what you're trying to say, Jay, was that was not your favorite Martian.
No, that was my absolute least favorite Martian. We have a show about a Martian. What do we do with him? Oh, let's make him a dog matchmaker. What? What was that? What does it have to do with outer space? Don't worry about it. Episode 2. Episode 2, he's a dog matchmaker. Okay.
Well, if people want to see some of those other shows and us talking about them,
Nick,
where can they go?
Can I sit in my fucking sorrow for 1 second about how bad the Ropers is?
Okay, I'll let you do it.
I love the Ropers, Nick.
I know
the characters. I love the characters, the Ropers.
They did them dirty. That's really what it is. They did the Ropers dirty. And and also Audrey Lindley and Norman Fell, they did dirty as well.
That
A year
white,
and 2 months.
That big white jizz stain in the opening tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
They fucking threw that load right on fucking one of Mrs. Roper's moo-moos and said, fuck off.
Yeah, and basically, here's what you could be doing instead of watching this.
No, Mr. Roper's not into it. And that's called rape. Anyway, if you want to check out more, go back and listen to the Happier Times at our Three's Company episode. When we were just praising the Ropers.
Yes.
If you want to listen to any of our episodes, find us anywhere you get your favorite podcasts. Just search Sitcom My Face, a situation comedy podcast. Find us on Facebook, Sitcom My Face. You can tweet us at Sitcom My Face. You can find me on all social media at Bidwell Fogg. You can find him on all social media at NetNick191. You can email us, sitcommyface@gmail.com.
And don't forget YouTube.
YouTube, search Sitcom My Face. Yes, if you have any recommendations, this season we are doing all spin-offs of shows we've covered.
Spin-offs and reboots.
Spin-offs, reboots, yeah. Any of that kind of stuff. You did mention, you asked the question at the end of our last episode, has there ever been a spin-off that's been rebooted? And I thought about it. Yes, Frasier, of course.
Oh, you're right.
When I was editing it, I was like, oh yeah, Frasier. Of course.
But do you consider that a full-on reboot? Because you are still taking the original actor.
Well, he's the only one, though, right? It's a whole new cast around him.
The rest of the cast is not there, but...
So yeah, I would call it a reboot. If it was the same people, maybe not, but...
Right.
But yes. Other than that, Sitcom My Face, go splooge on the Ropers, do whatever the fuck you gotta do. I don't know. Till next time.
Till next time.